world #1 for over 2 years, will be battling against the young Korean superstar Kim Na-yeong. Welcome back to reality. If you haven't come down yet from the last match, I think most of the table tennis world is still giddy right now, still riding high on adrenaline and endorphins after Liang Jingquin and Simone Gauzy had an epic battle. Wang Manyu moved on, Truls Morgaard, Liam Pitchford, Printi Kapavad, Miwa Harimoto, but now the women's singles round of 16.
Women's singles.
女士们、先生们，让我们欢迎女单运动员入场。
Kim Na-yeong from Korea Republic.
Kim Na-yeong 来自韩国。
YINGSHA from China.
孙颖莎来自中国。
Her hurricane brings all the fans to the yard. That forehand shot is better than yours. YINGSHA, the world #1 for over 2 years straight, fixes the do and gets ready for her first encounter against Kim Na-yeong in the women's singles round of 16. The most celebrated woman in the modern game, the WTT era, Sha knows it well. The first encounter here, world #1 versus world number 44. Highest world ranking of 28 in the world, Kim Na-yeong, just pre-Paris. Two right-handed attackers here and more than double the experience favoring the world #1. So I'll be curious to see how this goes down. Not too much bothers YINGSHA. Aihika Mukherjee falls into that not too much category as we meet Kei Kono, our umpire for the match, who will take care of the coin toss. Cho Yi-ke, personal coach for YINGSHA. Sha as she hydrates for this best-of-5 match. First player to win 3 games to 11 points must win by 2. We'll take the match. Back again for more excitement. They've got legends in their corners. They've got the best with them. So on Kim Na-yeong's side, is Coach Jun Hae-kyung.
Red or black, your choice. Your choice. Red. Kim, red. YINGSHA, black, okay?
That was so classy. Sha, nice.
YINGSHA wins the toss. Sun Yisha received Kim's service, which decent.
So the table is set here, just patting down the racket. Not because it's a TSA-like drill or anything that the racket's carrying anything dangerous on it. It's the person who's carrying it that's dangerous. Sun YINGSHA, Baby Buddha, a Zen-like way. But just devastating shots in the rally. Looking fresh in the cool colors here. Kim NAYEONG at 18 years old, a very bright future. Turned pro at 12 years old. And if you've seen her play recently, you know that she's got a dangerous backhand. She's good in the timing, comfortable in fast-paced rallies, but tough to be comfortable against the world #1 Sun YINGSHA. She can handle pace, she's versatile, she's got feeling, recovers. The forehand you can watch for days. Talked to Pritika Pavad just yesterday over a little bit of a snack time. And, well, question of Sun YINGSHA's game. It's just so inspiring, no doubt about it. And the form of Kim NAYEONG looks textbook perfect. Speaking of textbook perfect, we got the best of the best in terms of equipment here. DHS W1000, Enlio Super Weaving Floor, Double Fish V40 Plus, $800,000 US in prize money. And world ranking points, maybe the most priceless thing up for grabs. 1,000 points to the winner of this event. And here's a reminder of what the schedule looks like for this week here. In Macau, we're on day 3. We finish up the round of 32, and it moved on to the round of 16. Tomorrow, we finish up the round of 16, day 5. Quarterfinals, day 6, the semifinals, and we will crown our champions on day 7. You can still get your tickets to be here live. Seats are going away. Compared to yesterday, the stadium is much more full, and I know it's only going to get that way later in the week, and by the weekend, you'll be lucky if you know anyone who can get you a ticket. You're going to have some connections, know the DJ, some behind-the-scenes strings that you can pull. An uphill battle always against Sun YINGSHA. I mentioned Ahika Mukherjee. What about Miu Hirano? For me, the last non-Chinese player that comes to mind outside of Ahika Mukherjee to beat Sun YINGSHA. Now, Ahika Mukherjee's game is incredibly unusual. Her setup with the anti-spin on the backhand, short pips on the forehand, a more traditional style here, more familiar to Shasha in Kim NAYEONG.
First game, Kim to serve, love all.
So the 18-year-old future star for Korea to start it off. Quality on the backhand, but not bothered on the other side. A racket-high Shasha deflects and brings it back for the point. Quality forehand. That fading forehand where you wait patiently to hit it back behind the body, the momentum of the opponent. Just testing the lighting here.
One, two.
If I'm Kim's coach, I'm nodding my head right now in approval. Again, the quality in the rally. She's got the quality shots, Kim NAYEONG. She's good with change of pace. Still very early in this match. But the quality, again, opening backhand, a lot of spin, and then the follow-up drive. If there were to be a laser following this ball, that second one, the speed. She gets her legs in perfect position to power up and twist.
4-1.
And in a game that is predominantly backhands, generally speaking, the women's game is more backhand than forehand, more so than in the men's game, because it's the faster stroke and women play a game of speed.
2-4.
Nice change of pace here. Shasha with the arcing spin shot says, okay, I know what you like to eat. I will not feed you that. Look at the arc on that one, and suddenly it's an uncomfortable ball to counter the way she has the last several points, Kim NAYEONG. Out of the first towel break, shiny-shouldered Shasha, down by 2. And this serve incredibly into the elbow. Caught right between a forehand and a backhand. It was a fast, long serve with perfect placement. Quality backhand of her own. Xia turns up the heat. 3 points in a row for the world number one. With the forehand waiting on the other side, it's a nice combination to be ready with.
5.
Slows it down, spins it shallow here, Kim Na-young. Table tennis is a magical sport because you're puzzle solving in real time while getting exercise. Not so many sports you can do it at quite this level.
5.
Soft hands as Xia drops it behind the net to keep it uncomfortable for that forehand flick. I think it's right for Kim Na-young to take that shot, though. And a long serve once again, executed perfectly for a player who was turning for the forehand. That's a race. A race to step around that ball to the backhand side. Now Xia in front for the first time.
Net 6-5.
At least that I can recall. From early on, Kim Na-young took the lead.
5-7.
This, for me, shows maturity. Xia plays this ball. If you can see the last forehand shot in this rally, the way she plays it, it's not a full follow-through. It's a ball where she guides it up. It sort of just takes a little bit off the ball. Plays for spin and says, I'll keep the big one for the next shot. Extended rally, and it's Xia who takes it. No, I'm not a traditionalist by any sense, but I love the fact that we're hearing the crowd chanting and cheering through the points. This is something that table tennis traditionally we don't hear. Right on the line there, Xia taking things back here. 7 of the last 8 points. But a nice break of rhythm here to change the momentum as Kim Na-young goes down the line. Oh, the recovery, wide stance, Kim Na-young fit. Cute shoulder animal there. Table tennis fashion. All right, good on you. We're improving all the time. I'm loving it.
Net 8-6. I
didn't think I'd spend so much time talking about it, but from Simone Gauzy and Zhu Yuling to these two here, we've got some of the freshest fit I've seen in the sport on court in recent history. And now it's a 1-point game as Kim Na-young reminds YINGSHA in their first encounter that she can't be too comfortable. Constantly changing into the middle here. Again, a little bit deeper at times. Watch the spin here, side top, and then right back. Just a step in front of that baseline as it's right at the elbow. Kim Na-young with 2 big serves to come. Patient play. Doesn't try to kill, just covers, keeps her position. Kim Na-young back in front at the business end. Xia takes a big point here, loosens up that arm. It's easy to get tense in these moments. It's amazing how much overlap there is between physical and mental. After all, the brain is a physical thing. It's tangible. Muscle that's being worked all the time, carving new memories, new ideas, new knowledge with every experience. And this, after all, is their first. Deep on the cross court, Xia sets up a game point in the first. YINGSHA, Jayo, they chant. And she
11-9.
will. Adds a little bit of oil to that scoreboard. Shasha goes up 1-0 in a very tightly contested game number 1. The difference of 2 points. The minimum here required to win a game to 11. So 11-9 right there as the world number 1 takes game number 1. Chat with Cho Yi-ke in back for game number 2. It's up for me to catch much there, but in the early parts sounded like, don't be afraid to use a little bit of underspin in the early parts of the rally. Don't be afraid to go out to the wide forehand. Expect some service variation in this game. Shasha drives the ball, starts game 2 with a 1-0 lead.
1 love.
Well placed here, half long to the middle of the table. Top side spin from Shasha.
Love 2.
First 2 points on serve. Outright, Shasha takes the first 2.
Love 3.
Quite a different scoreline than we saw first time around. Kim Na-yeong, maybe it's just a question of getting settled, and you can see how hard the sponge is on the black side, the forehand of Kim Na-yeong.
Love 3.
Similar to Shasha, the ball barely bounces, but it spins a lot if you can get some racket speed.
4 love.
The backhands on the other side for these players, catapults, trampolines that they keep clean. Actually, when you look at Shasha's racket, it almost looks like the rubber's smaller on the forehand, the way it's cut.
5 love.
You can imagine it like a trapezoid if you're looking at it resting on the table, with the backhand being just a little wider at the base. And that would make good sense because in the women's game, backhands, you need a bigger shield, you need a bigger target. Kim Na-yeong surprises down the line. She withstands the big hurricane forehand from Shasha. That's her first point. This one here, beautiful guidance, not phased, and right back to where it came from. A little surprise for the world number 1. Oh, thought she knew. Usually she does. Shasha, that's credit to Kim Na-yeong. Tricky, tricky.
1-6.
But all tricks aside, quality on the shots as Shasha extends her lead back to 5. Two net recoveries for Shasha in this rally. Kim Na-yeong having a few moments that would have bothered most. Look there at how they're serving and how it's working out for them.
7-2.
Maybe Shasha saw the stat and thought, Kim Na-yeong, she deserves more than that. No doubt about it. After game number 1, you know there's not going to be any mercy here. Oh, catching the edge here on the forehand flick.
7.
I say that to highlight how strong Kim Na-yeong is. Remember, at only 18 years old, she's got a handful of big sisters on the team in front of her.
3-8.
By world ranking, less than a handful. Shin Yu-bin at the top of the game, of course. Straight side spin, it appears. The arcing backhand on the parallel. Not a lot of wiggle room to work with. Oh, the timing, the forehand flick, and the follow-up parallel attack. Kim Na-yeong suffocating these shots. One and right back. How does she recover so quickly? Taller than average. Kim Na-yeong, fit as can be. Speaks good English, too, if you ever have a chance to meet her. Quite friendly, although introvert, extrovert. Question for the Chinese team. Again, the recovery. You can see the balance as Kim Na-yeong has to lean in to play the forehand to cover the elbow. And then magically, she's right back to the wide forehand corner. How could Xia possibly be expecting that? 3-point ball game here. Ah, clever. Back to where it came from. Kim Na-yeong gets one off the edge of the racket. This here. Xia sends it back quickly. Chiquita, blast, and done. Close in the blocking game, but when Xia's forehand comes out to play, others tend to go away right into the middle. And it's 5 game points for the world number 1. Man, is this backhand good. Heavy spin comes in, times it right off the bounce. Fearless play. As Kim Na-yeong continues to develop her game in real time, the world has a lot to look forward to. Game number 2 captured, a much more decisive game this time around. Xia with a 2-0 lead after being tested down to an 11-9 game number 1. This time around 11-6, and Xia 1 game away from the final 8. The quarterfinals awaits. But game number 3 first. You guys like Xia, you like Wang Chuqin. What about Adriana Diaz and Felix Lebrun? Well, come to the first ever China Smash. It's in Beijing, the heart, the capital of the table tennis nation you know as China. China-smash.com. Be there. I'll be there. The biggest stars in the sport will be there, and you will not want to miss it. Get your tickets immediately. I don't even mind if you miss the end of this timeout right now, because if you wait too long, you might miss your chance. Don't get me wrong, I procrastinate on plenty of things, but I would hate for you to miss your opportunity to get your tickets to the first ever China Smash. So as Xia clears the court for full traction, she leads 2-0. It's Kim Na-yeong with the serves to start off game 3. A change of pace, every shot completely different here. All backhands with topspin, but the specifics, the placement on the table, the speed, the arc. Kim Na-yeong really playing some high IQ table tennis. The shovel serve to the baseline here for an outright point. I would have known Xia was an introvert, but it might just be the thing to call yourself when you play for the Chinese national team. All the women called themselves introverts.
1-2.
Even the most friendly and sociable of them all, Chen Xingtong, Xia. Follow WTT on social media to catch all those fun interactions. A little bit off the top of the net here as Xia acknowledges her fortune. There's one. Nice close look here. Arcing spin. That's the one. You can see the net wiggle there. The ball slowing down a bit.
2-3.
It's amazing the mechanics technically of what these players do to get advantage. It's a fine balance, being muscular but learning how to stay loose.
2-3.
When to apply that energy That explosive power and when to relax.
Ball 2.
First towel break. Much unlike the first game, Xia leading 4-2. And it looks like a timeout here for Kim Na-young. Then shovel serve comes around the ball. Just looking at the table here as if to say, why didn't the ball come off? At only 18 years old, an incredible show of skill out here. Still a baby face, though. You can imagine her as a toddler. But no doubt about it, a force to be reckoned with out here against the world number 1. She withstands the big forehand deep to that backhand corner. Xiaxia's forced to recoil, recover, and play another after that inside out. Looking for the line here. Can be frustrating for anybody, even the most dominant woman in the game, when you hit the ball as hard as you can and it doesn't win the point. The leaping backhand up on one foot here. Xia mid-air plays this backhand on the move. Keep your eyes on Xia. Moves around mid-air for that as she's leaping so fast. Not a foot on the ground. Just the wings to fly away. A 2-point lead for Xia.
Ball 5.
Keeping her close, though. Some birds' feathers are just too bright. A little break off the net here as Xia continues. 2-point lead once again, acknowledging the fortune. Kim Na-young doesn't miss by much. She was right to try and play at baseline there. After that net ball, tough position to be in.
Let 6-4.
As heavy as spin can be, full racket speed here from Xia, brushing up the back of the ball. This is a clever shot. Cho Yi-ke acknowledging that. Again, physically, we all know she's capable, but making the right decisions in moments like that, that's what Cho Yi-ke is encouraging.
5-7.
The second towel break here, a little reminder that table tennis is a game of decision making. These players, you can imagine, millions of balls they've hit. They know the game so well, the foundations they've learned at a very young age. To be here at this level, most pros don't qualify for a champions event. This is big.
6-7.
And inside the table, Kim Na-young within 1 point. Dries the hand, gets ready for her second serve. Ooh, off the top of the net again. Started the point just perfectly. Kim Na-young got control, it seemed. Xia incredibly well prepared, though. No matter how good the opponent is, she often has the answer. Goes to the ground, turns her back to the table, says, I think this one is going to be good enough that I don't need another. And she was right. Doesn't miss by a lot. Rare to see Sha turn her back to the table. In singles anyway, in doubles okay. Now it is 4 match points. There's someone who will be looking to take down the defending champion should they face. Wang Manyu waiting somewhere else in the draw. Sha with her toes on the finish line. Soft spin into the middle as Kim Na-young fights 1 point back to save match point. Still 3 more to go for Sha. And there it is, Sha puts the match to rest. Kim Na-young with an incredible fight from game number 1. But if you didn't watch it live, the score wouldn't tell you that because it's a bagel. 3-0, YINGSHA cleans the racket. Little eye contact and a handshake as she shakes out the towel and gets ready. She'll have a quarterfinal battle. 9, 6, and 7. That is all that she allowed here today for Kim Na-young, despite a very strong fight and a very, I'd say, impressive performance for the 18-year-old Korean star. So YINGSHA, a little conversation with Cho Yi-ka to figure out what can be learned from this victory. Again, when you have few losses, of course, there's a lot to be learned from your losses, your defeats. Winning this much and you still need to improve. You still have goals. You have to learn from your victories as well. So